a painting by my nephew. And over there is a painting that I did in a workshop with Luisa Otero Prada, who was one of our artists who presented yesterday. And I hope you got to see her video, or you can still see it because it's recorded somewhere. Okay, this next poem was inspired by just a story I heard. Sometimes I hear people say things and share things, or I observe a scene and it inspires me to write a poem. Now, this has a Spanish phrase, and it is called a Spanish phrase, but the poem is actually in English. It is called ¿Cómo te fue? ¿Cómo te fue? How was your day? Asked the only child who cared enough, daughter who didn't judge her alcoholic father, her problematic father, father who did his best, Chicano father who spoke to her in Spanish, who spoke to her of her ancestry, who appreciated her question at every one of his sporadic visits, in his increasingly fewer lucid moments. ¿Cómo te fue, papá? Child who saw beyond the absences, the unconscious naps among beer bottles, child who wanted to make up for the others' dismissals of him. ¿Cómo te fue, papá? She kept asking this question until his sudden passing when she was 16, losing her only contact with the heritage for which she yearned, and only years later begins to rescue on a visit to the land of the abuelos, of which her father spoke so fondly, pursuing her never-ending desire to embrace her father's culture and language. On this trip, she allows herself the license to reclaim all she thought she had lost, coming to grip with his loss, accepting her reality. ¿Cómo te fue? Reads a fresh tattoo on her right hand. Okay, now something a little bit on a happier note. It is Caribbean dancing, and this one is it has been transferred to Spanish as well, so I will be reading it first in English and then in Spanish. Caribbean dancing. Drums and millet flutes rule over the damp, iodized evenings spent beneath palm trees and thatched awnings. Hips in sync with the murmur, turned quickly thunderous of contagious hypnotic tunes. Bodies coming together in a frenzy of sensual jolts and tight sinuous embraces. Pairs of thighs become indistinguishable, chests inseparable, shoeless feet entangled, one candescent respiration and slippery perspiration, one mass of swim shorts and suits, one blend of fabric colors, blues, yellows becoming greens over oscillating flesh. And when dawn begins to blink, and the roosters awake in the distance, and the drums and the songs of flutes fade, some depart still strangers, some others not. Bailar caribeño. Tambores y flautas de millo reinan la húmeda y yodada tarde pasada bajo palmeras, y techados de paja, las caderas al compás del susurro que pronto se vuelve tronador, sones hipnóticos y contagiosos, cuerpos se unen en frenética sensualidad, sinuosos abrazos estrechos, pares de muslos indistinguibles, pechos inseparables, pies descalzos se enredan, una sola respiración y transpiración candente, una masa de trajes de baños y pareos, mezcla de colores, de telas, azules y amarillos se vuelven verdes sobre las carnes oscilantes. Y cuando el alba comienza a espabilar y los gallos despiertan en la distancia y los tambores y tonadas de flautas desvanecen, algunos se separan aún extraños entre sí, mientras que otros no. Another one that is kind of back to the theme of the social statements and just kind of bringing awareness or social statement kind of thing. This one is also in English and Spanish. It's a very short little poem. I will do first the English and then the Spanish. It's called Bus Peddlers. They sell you candy, they sell you prayer, they sell you their sisters. They sell you watering bags, they sell you pastries unwrapped, they sell you their mothers. They sell you fruit, they sell you songs, they sell you themselves. They sell you anger, they sell you guilt, they sell you their shame. Vendedores en buses. Te venden dulces, te venden plegarias, te venden a sus hermanas. Te venden frutas, te venden panes desenvueltos, te venden a sus madres. Te venden agua en bolsitas, te venden canciones, te venden a sí mismos. Te venden ira, te venden culpa, te venden su vergüenza. Okay, this one is a poem that I wish could be transferred to English, but it is not possible. It can only exist in Spanish. So even if you speak a little bit of Spanish, you may understand it, but most likely you won't, because this is a poem that is very, very Caribbean. It's an ode to a word that you use. So the people who are going to get this poem the most are the Caribbean people, especially the people from Colombia. Okay, so it's a word that is very handy, and we use it for everything that can replace anything. So it's an ode to that. But it can only exist in Spanish. So this is for you guys, for all the Spanish speakers, for all the Caribbeans. I see that my cousin made it to the live video. So this is for you guys. Esto es para ustedes, los costeños, los caribeños. Ustedes van a saber de dónde viene este poema. Ustedes lo van a entender, bueno. Se llama Oda a la vaina. La vaina es buena, es mediocre, también es mala. La vaina está jodida, está vigente, también vencida o reconstruida. La vaina es elegante, es exótica u ordinaria, aún fea. La vaina se deja por los rincones, también se recupera. La vaina es un verbo que nos envaina, un sustantivo que nos rescata, el participio adjetival que nos describe. La vaina es lo recuperado cuando la memoria falla, es el vocablo accesible, moldeable, transferible y manejable. Es marcador de discurso, el punto final de un argumento. Es el comienzo, también la conclusión. La vaina es fácil, a veces difícil. Es un problema o su solución. Es un saludo ordinario, también su respuesta. La vaina viene de fuera o surge de dentro. La vaina es una exclamación, es un interrogativo. La vaina está aislada o acompañada. La vaina envaina y desenvaina. La vaina es inmemorial, la vaina es eterna, aunque también efímera. Es amiga y es enemiga. La vaina es variable, aunque siempre femenina. Okay, the next poem is another kind of social commentary, and this one is in English. And I think it's going to be self-explanatory. It is called Thank You. Thank you for your service. We applaud you as you board the plane, invited while on active duty, before first class, before parents with small children. We bury you with honors, admire you for missing a limb, for losing your mind. But we brush you off if holding up a sign, homeless, anything helps, asking, can you spare a dime, brother? We make you wait endlessly for medical care, for counseling, when you no longer wear the uniform. But rest assured, we clapped in standing ovation when it counted, while you still served, or if your body had returned in a flag-draped casket. Okay, I decided to read this poem because we are doing everything art related. And this poem was based on an art exhibit. It was part of a project where we went to see an art exhibit and then we were supposed to respond with poetry. And I was inspired by the entire exhibit. Some other poets wrote about one or two particular pieces. I was inspired by the whole exhibit, and it was the exhibit on threads. And Luisa was there, but the reason I decided to read it today here is because Carol Lara, who is one of our main members of the board of directors, if you can call it that, of our group, and who is a visual artist, multi-talented woman, she decided to use a fragment of this poem to go together with one of her pieces that she published a while back. It is called Weaver of Dreams. The weaver of dreams stitches my face to my chest, where recollections intertwine in the heart, vague and undecided, exhausting the mind. Rain messes with my head, madly revealing enormous language, wanting to recall honey waters after 1,000 wind blows. For more clarity, the eyes remain closed, or maybe open, I can't tell, looking into the future as hopeful as the twin women holding flowers in meditation, or the solitary one smiling. A whisper of wisdom escapes from a slightly parted lips. Women and men, feet bare, lazy hair, push the apparatus of life. As in all dreams, foggy faces reign, faces in shadows of mosaic or crochet, except for Frida, who shows as herself. Elaborate symphony, frantic music, the ritual of the weaver, meditative nature of strong identity, the eternal cycle of time. Well, I am getting close to my time here with you today. I hope you guys enjoyed some of those poems, and make sure to tune in to the next artist presenter. In 5 minutes, she's gonna be coming on, and this is the page that you need to look at. So she's going to be going live with painting. It could be a demonstration, it could be a lesson, it could be a follow along, but it's going to be beautiful and interesting. So make sure that you join Saida Mejia at this page. Okay, I think that is all I have for today. I think I still have 5 minutes, but no, actually my time is up. I was 5 minutes early. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy the next one. I hope you keep watching. We're gonna be going on until 5:30.